Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. And something I forgot to mention on today's DCEU Daily, there is going to be more music released from Michael Giacchino's The Batman soundtrack this Friday. So that's very, very exciting. And this is what Matt Reeves had to say. More of my friends at M. Giacchino's amazing music from The Batman is coming this Friday. Follow the official playlist to hear it first. Ink to Batman playlist, hashtag The Batman. It's only in theatres March the 4th. So basically, to cut a long story short, Michael Giacchino's soundtrack from The Batman is sensational, and they're going to release some more tracks. Now, was it last week or the week before, they actually released the main theme, the extended version of the main theme, which is, of course, sensational. I'm going to review these tracks here when they're released on Friday on my channel right here on Movies TV Mad. So that's very exciting and something to look forward to at the end of another hard week. But yes, the soundtrack for The Batman is very, very special, and just like Matt's movie, very unique, very different. But if you didn't know Michael Giacchino was doing the music for this film, you wouldn't know it's Michael Giacchino's music. As I've mentioned many times before, I go back to Lost for Michael Giacchino's music and Alias. I personally believe Michael Giacchino's Lost soundtrack from seasons 1 right through to season 6 was some of the best television soundtrack I've ever heard in my life. The music, the core of the soul of the music, he really captured what Lost was all about. And I think really I will still say that his Lost soundtrack is the best thing he's ever done, and he's done a lot of music since. He's done Lost, he's done Alias, he's done Fringe, he's done some stuff in the MCU as well, he's done some other stuff. You know, he's really painted with a broad brush. I think in his early career he was a bit of a, you know, his music always sounded very samey, but in The Batman it's extremely different. It's extremely unique. It sums up what Matt wanted to do with the kind of atmosphere of the movie, if you like, and you're going to love that soundtrack. And I'm very excited that we get to talk about some more tracks from Michael Giacchino's The Batman soundtrack this Friday. And it's just great that slowly we're going to get more and more tracks from this movie. I'm assuming by the time the movie's released, we will have access to the entire soundtrack of the album, which is of course very, very exciting. And it's, as I said on today's DCEU Daily, do you know what the marketing push and the hype for this movie reminds me of? It reminds me of going back to 1989 and the build up to what's his name? Tim Burton. How can I forget him? But it reminds me of Tim Burton's 89 Batman movie and the hype. I've never seen a film hyped up to this day as much as Tim Burton's The Batman movie was. It was huge, and it feels, you know, I mean, I've seen The Batman and I've had the privilege of seeing it, and it definitely deserves this kind of hype. It really does. But as I said also on today's DCEU Daily, it just shows how confident Warner Brothers Studios and Warner Brothers Pictures are about this film. It's that moment. It's that Superman the movie moment. It's that Batman 89. It's Batman Begins. It's that huge film that DC and Warner Brothers have got on their hands that they're very proud of, and they're going to market the hell out of it, not because they're worried about it not making money, because they want to make sure it makes as much money as possible, especially on its opening weekend. I have no doubts about that. It's, you know, this is a huge film. I mean, I think it's nuts that it's being released so early on in the year, like March. Normally a huge film like this you would definitely see in the summer or even October. I mean, if you remember, Todd Phillips' Joker movie was released in October. I can't remember such a huge movie being released so early. And I'm not even talking about MCU movies. I'm talking about a historic, iconic legacy movie like The Batman. It's so huge. And I mean, it's exciting if you're a subscriber to HBO Max as well, because after its cinematic run, and I think it's going to run for about 45 days in the States, it goes straight to HBO Max. And I think not too far after that, us all over the world in Europe will also be able to rent it on places like iTunes, Amazon, So that's exciting as well. But just to confirm the news from yesterday, I forgot to mention on today's DCEU Daily, Matt Reeves has confirmed that a few more tracks from Michael Giacchino's The Batman soundtrack will be released this Friday, and I can't wait to start discussing these tracks from the motion picture soundtrack from Matt Reeves' The Batman, Michael Giacchino's music, this Friday, because as soon as they come out, I'm going to re-listen to them, then we can go through each track and kind of discover the film through a different lens, the audio lens. This has been Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss this perfection, and I'll see you again tomorrow with more DCEU Daily and different conversations about different things. Until then, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. See you later.